What is up, YouTube video watchers who are definitely real people and not figments of my imagination? It is I, Paul McMinotaur, a real entity and not a figment of your imagination. I'm a real person with my own dreams, goals, personality, memory, and today I am going to be talking about something very near and dear to my heart, and that is polar nexus theory. All right, now polar nexus theory is something that I've come up with purely for fun. This is not an educational video. I don't make any claims about the accuracy of any of these statements that I'm about to make, okay? So you don't come at me with anything. This is for fun. We're having fun here. This is a fun time. This is kind of delving into Earth lore, playing around with it and having a little bit of fun. And, I'll tell you what, I got this idea from this channel. I won't say which, but I watched a few of their videos and I was like, these videos all seem to be sort of highlighting a person with mental illness and then sort of gawking at them, which I thought, well, that's not very cool, but also it was very interesting. I have to admit, as a viewer, I was into it. And so that got me thinking, this person had thousands of likes on their video, and that got me thinking, hey, I have mental illness. Why not let people gawk at me and my silly ideas? So, with no further ado, here is polar nexus theory. I'm going to hopefully cut out all the scenes of me smoking, because I don't know if that's going to get me demonetized if I smoke or what, but it's not a good look. So, okay, so polar nexus theory. What is it? Where did it come from? It's built on certain flat earth theories. You may know about flat earth. That is the theory that the earth is flat, right? So this is sort of a form of that. But here's where mine's a little different. This is where polar nexus theory really is a step above the rest, in my opinion. So at the North Pole, you have the center of the universe. That's the center of all creation, right there at the North Pole. And that's why magnets point north. They point to the center of reality, and that is where order emanates out from this nexus of creation. Right there in the center, you have the Garden of Eden, right? Some people might call it hyperborea, right? The land beyond the north wind. And yes, it is a garden. That is where God is, right in the middle of the garden. You have God himself, the central point, the singularity from which all order emanates. And of course, there's the Yggdrasil, the world tree, there in the garden. And well, let's take it back to the North Pole, right? Well, we're already at the North Pole. Who is at the North Pole? I think we all know who lives at the North Pole. It's a magical man with a beard, with a white beard. And no, I'm not talking about Gandalf, although, yeah, I'm kind of talking about Gandalf too. And the elves, right? The elves are at the North Pole. The North Pole is the point in the universe from which reality emanates, right? In all directions. Just forget what you think about the globe, and the North Pole is the top. That's not how it is. Existence is an infinite flat plane, right? Stretching out in all directions. Just, the heavens are above, the stars, all of that's up there. And, magma, demons, all that is below the level that we're on. The level that we're on is this material plane here. And, okay, so that's the North Pole. And then the further south you go, what you're really doing is you're going further away from the Garden of Eden. Okay, now maybe I should take a moment here to remind you that this is just for fun. For one thing, we're having fun with Earth lore here, and you're not supposed to take it seriously. And also, I'm not necessarily saying that people from the southern hemisphere are further away from God. Okay, I actually am precisely saying that people in the southern hemisphere are further away from God. But look, I'm from Texas. I live in Texas, and that's a pretty southerly place. It's about as far south as you can get and still stay in the great states of the United States of America. And yes, that would mean that Canadians are closer to God. And, I don't think any of us would really disagree with that. Right? Anyway, don't take this personally. People in Australia, I know I've got some Australians out there watching these videos, and I've got some South Americans who might watch the video at some point. And, don't take it personally. You guys are you're further out. And so what happens is the further out you get from the further south is really, it's not down. It's not on the bottom half of a globe. It's out away from the nexus of order. And, that's why a lot of bad things happen down south. Things get crazier the further south you go. Ask anyone who's ever gone to Cancun for spring break or Cabo Wabo. They'll tell you that shit down there is a little more chaotic. It's less ordered. It's the further out you get away from the nexus of reality, the less ordered it becomes. And which kind of is going to lead us eventually to Antarctica. What is Antarctica? So here's what I think. I do think that there is an ice wall, right? And it's not that this wall is the border of the Earth, because the Earth is an infinite plane, like I said, that exists, in all directions. But beyond that border, it's chaos. That's the wall that humanity has built. Our forefathers our forefathers built this wall to protect us from the chaos that exists out there. That's why, a lot of these stories from Antarctica, you got stories of people going crazy. Buzz Aldrin had a panic attack when he was in Antarctica. This is a guy who went to the moon, but when he goes to Antarctica, he has a panic attack. He has a total meltdown. It's because of the chaotic things that he saw out there. And there's many more stories. I probably won't link video, but there's plenty of videos that you can go to if you want to find out how chaotic Antarctica is. People are constantly trying to kill each other over there. Basically, all the world governments say, yeah, let's just keep this, stay away. It's not for anyone. And that is because it is the ice wall. Kind of like Game of Thrones, the popular book series and television program, where they've built an ice wall to keep out the monsters. Yes, that is based on true Earth history, where we actually did, with help from the Nephilim, which we'll go into the Nephilim in a different video probably. But we built this wall, and that is the border of what we call Earth. That is our known universe. Outside of that border, outside of that, sea monsters, giants, demons, clowns, mostly clowns. That's where clowns come from, is beyond the Antarctic ice wall. So I feel like I've kind of done a pretty good job of explaining the polar nexus theory. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to answer. This video, like I said, is purely entertainment. I'm not a geography professor. I'm not a history professor. I am a buffoon on YouTube who, uploads songs and videos of me eating pickled meat and stuff. And, this is just another one of those videos that's here for your entertainment. And I hope that tonight you will, or today, wherever it is, if you're in the southern hemisphere and the sun is, because the sun just kind of moves around the plane in kind of a figure 8 shape like this. But if you're, under the sun, what we call day, then you have a good day. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. And big thank you to our sponsor, NordVPN. If you watch crazy videos like this on the internet, you need NordVPN to keep the government from tracking your phone. So go to NordVPN right now, enter promo code. I don't really have a promo code. They're not really my sponsor, but you should probably get NordVPN anyway. I don't know. Seems like a good product.